working really hard on his batting, so he was happy with 14. But yeah, the guys were really stoked, but at the same time, you still want to get a wicket or two. But that's the premier team in that competition. They probably should be playing up a grade.
Yeah, it sounds like they're far too good for that comp.
Well,
it's the Magoos.
Yeah, you've kind of got the other teams, and then competing together, and then they're just the ones that are just rolling through absolutely everyone. The 1 day 3, they got the win, first win for the season. They were pretty stoked with that. Terry McNess, 72 runs. He wasn't stuffing around. The upsetting thing for Curtin Vic Park is they had 2 sides in the 1 day 2 comp. One of them folded due to lack of numbers. Now the 1 day 3 side has had the 1 day 3 side has had 3 forfeits, 2 losses. So they thought with the folding of the second 1 day 2 side, they would actually get more numbers. They still only had 9 players rock up, and captain was fuming because their number 4 batter didn't even rock up. So disappointing things out in Curtin at the moment. I don't see too much of a turnaround for it with them. But no, 1 day 3, they were stoked to get the win. Guys have worked hard all season, and very happy to get a win this week. We'll move on to the Midland Guildford. How are they going for us, Donny?
Yeah, I was just trying to get those results up. I think they actually they had a pretty good day. From I remember we had a chat about it on Monday, but I haven't been able to get the results up. My phone's playing up. Have you got them there?
I do actually. Yeah, if I can.
Fantastic.
I screenshotted like normal, mate. I actually want to. You know what? We're going to do something a bit different. We're going to start with the women's side because this is phenomenal. So the 2020 Midland Guildford A grade females, they had a massive task. They took on Melville, and Melville set them a really hard chase of 10 for 30.
10 for 30. How are they going to chase that down?
Yeah. A Bellucci, 5 for 6 of 3 overs. That is
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
She's going all right.
Yeah. Holmes 2 for 4 of 4 overs. Spargo 1 for 6. She was the most expensive. Cooper 1 for 3.
She's crap. Clearly,
Yeah.
she's out.
There's we dropped down to the B grade. They caught it easy. 1 for 34 in the end. Platten wrong game. Oh, I didn't actually screenshot the batters, but yeah, they did. Oh, they obviously did all right.
They got the job done.
Yeah. So Melville, the B grade, they took on Melville as well. 5 for 68. Midland Guildford chased it down quite easy for 69. And once again, bowling was very consistent from them. We'll go on to the men's side now. I know the men's side, the 1s, 2s, and 4s all had a victory against Wanneroo. Third grade fell just short. Wanneroo quite convincing in that victory. So Midland Guildford set the score last week, 215. Wanneroo couldn't chase it. They were all out for 142, and then Midland came back out to bat, 3 for 76 before declaring. Wanneroo didn't come back out to bat, so they've won off the first innings quite convincingly there. The bowling attack, Jay Credelli, 7 for 57 of 20 overs. 5 maidens for him, so a very good, very good by him. I didn't write
the Futures League with figures like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, the third grade they fell short against Wanneroo. So all 4 games were against Wanneroo. The first 2 set up very well in the first day. Second day, Wanneroo couldn't chase it. However, in the third game, Wanneroo set a very good score, as we said last week, and the third grade just couldn't chase it down. And without opening up the app, I don't have any of the stats in front of me, so we might move on and get into the Rabbitohs, and we might actually be on time for once now.
Well, just before once again we've missed out. How's Albie?
I had the kids this weekend, so I didn't play.
No Albie.
No,
But you didn't want to face that bowling attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
This week I will be.
So you're in the nets.
He used the kids as an excuse.
Yeah.
No. He's being a good father. That's all right.
Yeah, that's
all right.
it. Oh, just a quick mention as well. So Maddie Sadler, who was playing for the Midland Guildford 1 day side, and we've mentioned her a few times. She's actually come over now playing for Valley. So she's playing for the 1 day 2 side. She had her first game, so first female player for Swan Valley in that comp. So they were pretty happy. Her bowling was really good. Obviously didn't take a wicket, but no, neither did anyone else. Batting, she wasn't too happy. She bats like her partner Nick, and just had a big slog at something and didn't work out. So yeah, we like to have a bit of fun at Nick because he doesn't know how to play a defensive shot. So either six or out, so every single shot.
That's right.
But we're in a one-day comp, so I guess you get away with it. So we'll be back in a moment. We will get into the Rabbitohs.
This is In the Sheds with Albie, Brucey and Donny on VCA 885 FM, where the valley comes alive.
That's right, you are in the Sheds. You can hit us up on Twitter at the Sheds 885, or you can send us a message on Facebook. Donny, how'd the Rabbitohs go this weekend?
Yeah, they won.
A huge weekend.
They didn't actually play, but they won by forfeit. Yeah, I suppose the women's comp, unfortunately, a couple of teams, so Kalamunda and Rockingham, basically got to the stage where they were unable to field teams at the back end of the year, both suffering a few injuries, and a few others just got sick of getting belted every week, so stopped showing up. So, got the win. That means, so that's the last round of the regular season. So we head into the finals this weekend. So the Rabbitohs finish in fourth. By finishing in fourth spot, in third spot, sorry. So they finish in third, the women. So that means that they take on South Perth this weekend for a spot in the grand final. So that should be a really good contest. They've been pretty tight, close ones the last couple of times they've played. South Perth themselves took on the top team, the Joondalup Giants, on the weekend, and they got absolutely spanked. Joondalup are proving to be very, very difficult to beat, and it's tough to see anybody getting over them at the back end of the season. But I suppose on your day, you never know. The under-17s, so the under-17s took on the top team, the North Beach Sea Eagles. They actually played pretty well. The scoreline was not a true reflection of the game. They lost 26-0, but they tried really hard. North Beach are another team that is they're pretty red hot. I suppose the disappointing thing for us, though, with the under-17s was the results in other games. The Fremantle, who were fourth, they caused an upset win against the Rockingham Sharks, and that means that we fall down to fourth spot. So in the first week of the finals, we have to play North Beach again, who just beat us 26-0. We've got to find some way of turning that around in the space of a week if we're going to make the grand final in that one. The under-14s are the only team that won't take part in the grand final, in the final series. Sorry. They did, however, finish the season really well. So you might remember last week I mentioned they won their first game of the year, and they made it 2 in a row. So they won the last 2 games. They got wins. A 16-14 win over the third-placed Alkimos Tigers. So yeah, a really, really good win. I think the girls will they'll be ruining some lost opportunities. They had 2 or 3 games during the year where they lost by sort of 4 or 6 points. You turn those games into wins, and all of a sudden that they probably finish up in sort of second or third spot, and they're playing finals. Instead, they get to sit on the sideline and cheer on the other girls this weekend. So, a good season from the under-14s. That's Stacey Gray's team. We've had Stacey on the show before, so a big shout out to Stacey. Did a fantastic job, and things really obviously started to click towards the back end of the season. Also on the Ellenbrook Rabbitohs, they've got their AGM this Sunday at 5 p.m. down at the club room, so down next to Arbor Grove Primary School. Come down, have a look, and if it's something that you want to be involved in, then you can sign up, get a membership, and be a part of a great family club.
No worries. What do you think it means for the future of the competition with so many of the women's sides kind of falling down, and we're having quite a lot it's almost every week we're having at least 1 or 2 forfeits. How do you see that for the future of the Rabbitohs? The future competition, so to speak, not necessarily the Rabbitohs.
I mean, obviously it's a big challenge. It's a new comp, and there are comps in all different sports that are trying to really push towards the, female participation. You've got cricket clubs that are pushing for greater female participation. I mean, you mentioned
we've played in football clubs where we've had the same thing as far as AFL's mainstream. We've had teams that are during the year they forfeit. They get towards the end of the year and numbers drop off, results aren't going their way, and that's it. They're out of here, so...
It's one of the things that I think a lot of people said about the first grade competition. So the Kalamunda Bulldogs were getting beat by 70 or 80 points every single weekend and did not have one forfeit. And to me, that's a testament to their character, that they kept showing up every week. Even, I don't know, I've been in teams where you show up and you know that the best result you can hope is to be beaten by 50. And that's what you've got to consider a victory. It's hard to do. It's really, really, really tough to show up to anything where you're showing up
especially
to get beaten up.
Not everyone else in the team's not committed to it as well. So you may have one committed person, but...
So I mean, a few injuries and stuff. I think Madison Bennett picked up an injury for Rockingham.
I do remember Baton saying that. That she'd fractured her wrist or something along those lines. So it's a bit disappointing as far as our national competition goes, but good for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, exactly right. And I don't know, there's other factors, I suppose, at play, but certainly the NRLWA wouldn't be happy about the fact that there's two teams that pretty much didn't finish the season. They would have liked to have had 3 games week in, week out, and that unfortunately that's not the way it's turned out. Hopefully they can build on that and make it bigger and better for next year.
No worries. Now, before we... sorry, did you have anything to... Brucey?
No, mate, I'm just looking at this controversy corner here, and I'm figuring we got a time schedule to meet. And,
no worries.
Donny's tapping his little heel there like he's...
he's going to...
He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Well,
so.
Look, just a quick shout out. The Ellenbrook Eels, they've started their pre-season. I don't know why you would do this, but they've started it tonight on a Wednesday. I just don't know. There's already the most important thing on the calendar on a Wednesday night is tuning into the Sheds on 88.5 FM. But if you are interested in getting into the pre-season with the Ellenbrook Eels, just check out their Facebook page. And the Swan Valley Football Club, they're starting theirs next Tuesday, but they'll be starting with a what sounds like an absolute barrel of laughs of a beach run at Sorrento Beach. So going to get everyone throwing up nice and early for that one. So again, check out the Swan Valley Football Club for that one.
Yeah, maybe show up 2 weeks before the season starts. That way you miss the sand dunes.
Yeah,
it's pre-season.
It's overrated.
Do you miss them?
Nah.
I rocked up mid-season, so that's
the way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Right, we'll be back in a moment. We're going to go through to Jimmy Will Rock You. He's on Thursdays and Monday nights now.
Very replayed about 6 times during the week.
Yeah, we need to get onto that.
He's owning the.
We're not getting replayed.
Oh, I thought we were getting replayed on Sport FM, but or is that in the future? I don't know.
Jimmy's good.
Yeah, Jimmy Will Rock You. Very informative music program. We'll be back in a moment. We will be once I learn how to click buttons.
This is In the Sheds with Albie, Brucey and Donny on VCA 885 FM, where the valley comes alive.
We will rock you. Everybody, we will rock you.
Join me every Thursday nights from 6 till 8 p.m. on 88.5 VCA, where the valley comes alive, where I'll bring you the songs from the 70s, 80s and 90s on Jimmy Will Rock You.
During November and December, Radio VCA 88.5 FM is pleased to offer businesses the opportunity to promote themselves on our station at a bargain price. For $50, you will receive 10 by 30 seconds spots for 1 week. If you are interested, please email radiovca88.5@gmail.com with your contact details, including your phone number, and our sales manager will contact you.
On VCA 885 FM, where the Valley comes alive, this is In the Sheds. If you've got something to say about the show or